The Texas Trio is back, and we're talking about the escalating crisis on the Texas border. My word for this situation is busted, mainly because of the collapse of the border deal on Capitol Hill and the initial failure by Republicans to impeach the Secretary of Homeland Security. Greg, escalation, that's also a good word for what's happening. It's all coming just a few weeks before the start of the primary early voting. No coincidence in that?
Rudy, while the political volatility of this crisis has intensified from bad to worse, I'm not sure it's happening as part of a calculated primary strategy, other than the former president throwing a percussion grenade under the Senate's bipartisan proposal and essentially burning it to the ground. His supporters believe Mr. Trump's sabotage was completely justified, even if the so-called invasion gets worse before it gets better. Others, of course, see the withholding of substantial resources for border security simply to stoke the fire of collective outrage as an overt abdication from responsibility by Republicans and a hypocritical act of political gamesmanship ahead of the November 5th election. Bottom line, while hardly a solution, the compromise could have applied a temporary tourniquet of money and manpower to help reduce the flow of illegal entry and, just as importantly, drugs. Instead, everyone in Washington just gave the cartels a green light to proceed with business as usual.
I don't know if I agree with that, Greg. The proposed Senate border deal was, as you mentioned, endorsed by the Border Patrol Union as a better-than-nothing deal. But I thought the plan was really just more of a political Trojan horse by the Democrats. It would, if you look at it, it would allow about 35,000 illegal crossings a week before a shutdown order could be issued, if it would be issued. And that's equal to the population of towns like Hutto, Claiborne, Lake Jackson coming in each week. So, Stephen, this expansion plan by Abbott, maybe in anticipation of the inaction on Capitol Hill. What have you heard?
Let's start by saying this. To quote my favorite rapper, Jay-Z, he had a song called Politics as Usual. That's what this is, kind of bouncing off of what Greg said. I think Governor Abbott was going to do this regardless. If they would have passed the bill or not, Governor Abbott is dug in on this. That's why that was my word. At a campaign event in North Texas this week, he said that Texas has put up more border wall and barriers than Donald Trump. And so Governor Abbott is thriving off of this. This is a big win for him, and I think he had this plan regardless of what the Senate was going to do.
The border has been that one issue Republicans appear to be united on, but all of this GOP infighting lately, federally and state level, seems to have exposed a big fracture. With that, Greg, you agree?
Rudy, I do. Anybody who has listened to lawmakers like John Cornyn and Dan Crenshaw over the past months heard advocacy for practical progress, if not perfection, on the border. Now, last week, Crenshaw even lashed out at GOP colleagues for declaring the Senate plan dead before anyone had even read it, and questioning GOP commitment to addressing the crisis now rather than perpetuating it as a linchpin component of regaining the White House, regardless of the cost. Now, of course, when it became clear the compromise was dead, Senator Cornyn announced his opposition, saying the proposal was not what the country deserves because it changes no policy, provides no additional deterrent, and actually serves as a magnet for illegal entry and release. My point, other than money, President Biden offered zero policy concessions for pragmatic Republicans to hang their vote on. And so, once again, our elected leaders on both sides of the aisle have displayed no detectable interest in providing immediate, real-time measures to reduce the ongoing threat. And it's really a damn shame.
We also got to remember the House, passed the very first border bill, and that went up to the Senate and went nowhere. State House Democrat Eddie Morales, who represents the Eagle Pass area, initially supported Operation Lone Star, but he wasn't on the governor's invitation list for the park event Thursday. Morales on social media has criticized Abbott for using the park as a political prop. He also says that there's been more press conferences than policy fixes. Stephen, I remember when he talked to us, it's still a good plan, don't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, parts of it. And what politicians locally and nationally have to understand is there is no perfect bill. There will never be a perfect bill. And so I think something is better than nothing. We saw that on the congressional level. We see infighting on the local level. It's going to be politics as usual. I'm going to keep saying it.
All right, we'll just have to end it with there. We hate to do that, but we're going to end it with there. You can see this interview or any of our past interviews by going to our YouTube pages.
And you can also visit our social media sites to continue the conversation.
Primary election season is heating up. The border continues to be a topic. So join us next week for another edition of Texas The Issue Is. And remember to let us know what you think the issue is.